Hi everyone, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Karen.
And together we're Fox and Rabbit. We're filming this, our 34th Flosstube, on Saturday the 8th of July.
As you can see, we're at home because we're actually having the weekend off. And we thought, well, we'll film it here because everyone's been wanting to see the girls. Not that I know why.
Yeah, they're a pain in the backside.
Yeah, it's a really, really cold and very, very windy day here today. So we're all sort of snuggled up in the warmth of our homes. So we thought, well, let's film. What do you say? Look at Lily.
We're actually supposed to film this earlier today, but Karen wouldn't get up.
We were literally sitting down. Oh, here's Jimmy. I wish you could see Jimmy. He's thinking he's missing out on it. Oh, my boy. Yeah, we were literally sitting down, ready to go. And then we looked at the time.
Come on.
And we realised that we only had an hour until our booked movie tickets. Don't know where the morning went. We both slept in. And we were literally sitting down waiting to go. And we thought, hang on. This is going to take probably a good hour. And we're going to miss our movie. So we had to down tools, pack up, put the dogs out, go to the movies. And we've just come back. So it's now nighttime. So, well, it's late afternoon, but it's dark because it's not daylight savings.
Yeah, so we've just come back from seeing the new Mission Impossible movie, which was really, really good.
Really, really good. Part one, and we were thinking, oh, it's a part one, part two, which means you're going to have to wait another year. But they ended it well, so it feels like it was the end of one movie and it'll be the start of another. So it wasn't like a cliffhanger-y type thing. So that was good.
Yeah, it was really good. Amazing stunts.
Really good. Oh, my gosh. Tom Cruise does most of his own stunts, and you can tell because it makes the movie amazing.
As opposed to the movie we saw the week before, which
was
Indiana Jones, which was disappointing.
And we love, Brendan particularly loves the Indiana Jones franchise. And look, honestly, Harrison Ford, for an 80-year-old man, is phenomenal in it. But I don't think he could even save it personally. Look, there are some great breadcrumbs for the people who love the Indiana Jones films. I thought the last scene was excellent, basically all but saved the movie for me. I loved the last scene, so anyone who goes to see it, you'll know what I mean when you see it. But, yeah, no, it was just, and I love a long movie. I love long movies, but that was probably about an hour too long. There was so much they could have cut out, and it might have saved the movie. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree and they'll love it, but... And
you worried the whole time it was going to break a bone.
Oh, Brendan, no, I thought Harrison Ford was fabulous. I thought the rest of it was not so good. But, you know, I'm sure there's hundreds of people who will disagree. Can you please put her down?
She keeps jumping back up. She wants to be the star.
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, so anyway, thoroughly recommend Mission Impossible.
Go away.
Okay. And we're waiting for we're trying desperately not to watch all the, they keep showing 10 minutes of previews of Oppenheimer because we want to go and see that. That's out in about another week, but they keep almost showing you the entire movie. So Brent and I would just kept talking to each other just so we could avoid looking at the screen. So they literally showed about 5 minutes of previews it's 5 minutes of the whole movie. I hate it when they do that.
You don't need to see it now.
No, we don't need to see it now, practically. We do know what happens, technically.
Yeah, it blows up at the end.
I think there might be a bomb that went off at the end, but yeah. But it still looks like a really good film, so yeah. So, what else, baby?
I don't know.
Well, we were still a little bit late filming this one. We did plan on doing it last week, but Brendan, in particular, took a long time to get over that flu. Even though we've been working ridiculous hours, you were still battling, weren't you?
Yeah.
He went back a good week before he should have, but he had orders to get out, and I could only do so much. You know, he's got to do all the dying. So, unfortunately, it just meant that your flu hung around for longer.
Yeah.
So by the time Bren was getting home at the end of the day, he was just exhausted. So the last thing he felt like doing was filming. So. And
we're a couple of weeks behind on our dye schedule for this month.
Yeah, so you're pretty much caught up now, though. So we thought we'll have the weekend off.
Not quite. I've still got a little bit to do.
Yeah. But you've done amazingly well. So there's a lot winging its way to shops at the moment, or have arrived already. So
there's a whole lot caught in US Customs. Well, not quite in US Customs yet.
Yeah,
which is really weird.
One of them, which I think was Hollis Hands Creates, has taken 2 weeks to get there or something.
It's still waiting to be accepted into customs.
I think that's where it's been stuck. It's been stuck in the United States.
It's got to the bottom of a pile somewhere.
I think Christine thought it had gotten lost, but it looks like it's one step closer. She's a spoilt little dog. Okay, what else? What's on your list?
On our list,
Yes.
we're really excited for next year.
Oh, yeah, really.
So we've booked ourselves onto the Stitches Escape cruise of the UK next year.
Run by Jean Farish.
Yeah, so that's in June.
We're very excited about
So we'll be
this.
spending, 13 or 14 days travelling around from Amsterdam.
We fly to Amsterdam.
And then all around the UK.
Yeah.
And then back to Amsterdam. And then we're going to spend probably another 3 weeks driving around Germany, Italy and France.
France, yeah. We're still planning our trip, but
Karen's worked out it coincides with the Tour de France.
Next year, I am beside myself. Well, as anyone knows, I'm like a vampire at this time of year. For 3 weeks, I sit up late and watch the exception of the couple of rest days. I'm up until the tour. Each stage typically goes about 4 to 5 hours. So I get to bed about. Brent leaves about midnight. I'm getting to bed about 1:30, 2:30 every day. But I know I can tape it and watch it back. And SBS here in Australia, we get the tour, all the tours all over the world. We get them all free to air here on the SBS. So, and they have highlights, they have the full replay, but I want to watch it live. So, because I can't stand knowing the results, and you cannot miss it online. Like there's no avoiding it. She'll just go to sleep here. So, so I'm like a walking vampire for the next 3 weeks. But we were sitting down and we've got a rough idea where we want to be driving after the ship docks, and we have our holiday driving around. And we just coincidentally were working out roughly where we're going to go. And then I thought, I wonder if the tour route has been released for next year. And part of it has. So the Grand Depart to, I think, about stage 4 has been released. And I think they show you the rest. They're not going to be finishing in at the Arc de Triomphe in Paris next year because it's going to coincide with the Olympics being on. So it'll be interesting to see where they're going to finish. But we'll be home by the finish. But we looked at it, and it's in Italy. It's exactly the route we were actually looking at driving to get into. We wanted to finish in the south of France and travel on up to Paris, probably fly out of Paris.
Yeah.
And we can't believe it. We are literally where the Grand Depart is going to leave from, and they are travelling the route that we were going to go across through Italy into the south of France. So we don't know yet. We're just going to park ourselves in one of those fabulous little villages, and not one of the bigger places, but we're going to park ourselves in one of the little villages, either in, I don't know yet whether it'll be Italy or France, one of the two. And I'm so excited I can't even. I couldn't believe it. I said to Brendan, and he had obviously been thinking it too. We looked and we thought, oh my gosh, we're going to be there. So I hadn't even thought about the time frames, and all of a sudden it was like, wow. So anyone who follows it as much as I do, and I love it, will know how very excited I am. Brendan is too, but not as much as me. You're more excited just for Europe in general.
Yeah, we're going to see Zweigart hopefully as well.
Yes, we are. Yep. Zweigart said we can come for a tour of the facility.
Yep.
So when the time gets closer, we'll get that all organised. We are very excited. It'll be so lovely to meet the people there and see where all our lovely linen comes from.
See how the linen's weaved.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And I love Germany. Bren's never been, and I haven't been since I was a child. So that's going to be very exciting.
And you've got a retreat coming up in 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, it is.
2 weeks now.
Oh, my gosh, where's the time going? Yes, I'm going down to the Stitch and Times Christmas and July retreat, attending that one with a bunch of my friends. So my friend Carol is flying down with me. So that'll be really good. It's going to be very, very cold down there, but that's okay. But it's great because I'm staying at I have a room at the hotel, which is where the retreat's on, and they're going to have 24-hour stitching room, which would be great as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, oh gosh, it is only 2 weeks. I don't know, honestly, this year, I don't even know where this year is flying. It's crazy stuff. And then when we get back, we've got, 2 weeks and we fly to the States?
Yeah.
So it's a lot on because I think anyone who watched our last video will see we got into the Attic Summer School and the retreat that's on at Hobby House the first weekend in September. So we're going to top and tail our trip over there with wonderful retreats.
Yeah.
Hello, Bear. And this is our Jimmy. Look at the camera, Jim. Okay, this is our old whippet. He's 13 and he's my baby and I love him so much. You don't ever get to see Jim because he is a 17-kilo whippet, so not the easiest dog in the world to pick up. There he is.
He's not happy about it.
He's not happy either, but he thinks because the sun has gone down and we've just gotten home, he thinks it's snack time, so he's hassling Brendan to give him his snack. He's the sweetest dog in the world.
Yeah, you go, big man.
Careful, Jim.
There you go.
So we'll get Brendan to edit that little bit in. Now there's been, oh my gosh.
Dog fluff everywhere.
Dog fluff everywhere. Righto. Okay, back to proceedings.
And we lost it.
Where's our notes, baby?
Don't know where we're up to. There's a couple of other retreats coming up as well.
Yeah.
So in February next year, on the 24th and 25th, there's the Australian Mirabilia retreat. And Nora's coming over for that.
Yep. We used to run it for many years.
But our friend Ronnie's running that now.
She's taken it over and she sounds like she's got everything under control. It's going to be up in Brisbane.
Yeah.
So there's a lot coming, but I did speak to Ronnie the other day and there are a few spots left if anyone is interested. I think they're going to fill up. As we get closer to the date, sorry about the dogs, as we get a little bit closer, I think there won't be any spots left to But yeah, so that's very exciting. Unfortunately for us...
This is why we don't film.
Yes, this is why we don't all have the dogs up at the studio. Unfortunately for us, we're probably not going to be able to make it because if we get into Nashville Market, we won't know that until August, I believe. We'll be literally flying out within a couple of days of the retreat. So we just.
But if we don't get into market, then we might be. Yeah. We'll probably go.
Yeah, probably. So that's very exciting. And then there's another retreat that we're hoping to go to. We won't know until next year if we can make it, but we're hoping to. And that's the Garon Stitching in the Wild retreat, which is the second one that they've done.
Which is on the 12th to the 15th of September.
Which is fantastic because this year's was in May and I knew if they had it in May next year, we're teaching at the Stitches Merchant retreat again, so there was no way we could have made it. But we were rather excited when they announced that it was going to be September. So there's a very good chance that we can go. Yeah. It's all going to depend on dog sitters. So,
again, we'll put the details below for that retreat, but I don't think they're taking bookings until
I don't think so. The 12th of July, I think.
12th of August.
Is it 12th of August?
12th of August,
12th of August, that opens for registration. Now, if I'm wrong or if we're wrong, please contact Gary and Ronnie at Garon Stitchery. They'll certainly be able. But you looked it up, I think,
I'm not wrong. You were wrong. I'm not wrong.
Whatever. I'm sure Brendan looked it up, and it's the 12th of August.
And I wrote it down.
I know you did,
so we'd remember, and you still made it up.
I did not make it up anyway.
You did.
So that's going to be a ton of fun. So, and I believe it's in, I can't remember the name of the place. It's the capital of...
Birmingham.
Was it Birmingham? No, Montgomery, I think, Alabama. So anyway, as I said, don't listen to us. Please duck over, look at the link below and duck over to Garon Stitchery for any information about that fabulous retreat. So I think that one, particularly with how much fun we heard that this year's was, that'll fill up fast. So. Yeah. And speaking of Garon Stitchery, now this may or may not be before or after the bag sale that they're having this weekend. Check out their recent video. I think it might have been last week or the week before that Gary and Ronnie show all the bags that they're having in their bag sale. Now, the bag sale is...
I didn't write that down.
You didn't write it down, Brendan. It's on at 2 p.m.
Saturday the 8th.
Saturday the 8th. What's Alabama? What's Central Time?
I think so.
Hang on, I'll have a look because Gary did tell me today. Depending on how quickly we can get this loaded.
Well, it doesn't. It's going to depend on how quickly YouTube load it.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So he just says it's Saturday 2 p.m. Alabama time, whatever that is. There's so many different time zones in America, I get them all mixed up. But the bags look fantastic. There's one in particular I have my eye on, so
you're getting
fingers crossed. Huh? That's the trouble with everything. Or maybe you are, sweet boy. Maybe. We'll see. So hopefully the video's uploaded before the bag sale and not after, because I think the last time those bags sold out, lickety-split, it was, very, very sought-after bags. So, so have a look at that one.
Mm-hmm. And you've been a bit busy with Patreon this month.
I have.
Yeah, you've got 3 charts.
I released Patreon 3 charts for Patreon. 2 of them I am very, 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 very keen. Sorry, the dog's just trying to get up. Oh, my goodness. 2 of them I'm very, I know.
She can't not stand being the centre of attention.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you?
She just wants cuddles.
It's the biggest spoiled pup there is.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, so I did 2 of my regular releases, plus I did a bonus for our American subscribers who are a patrons, as it was the Independence Day holiday. So our first one, these are just printed off. I'm looking really forward to getting these stitched as models. This one's called Dreaming of Daisies. This next one I cannot wait to stitch, and that's how I was really happy with this month's. I always know if I really can't wait to stitch the model, that it's something I'm really proud of. So this one's called Where There Are Bees, There Are Flowers. And the bonus, not just for our American friends, because I know a lot of other people like to stitch sort of patriotic things as well. Even I know a lot of Australians like to stitch them. This is called Land of the Free, and this was the bonus chart for July. So, that's those ones. And the other thing I wanted to show too. Now, one of them, I had it on the table and we completely forgot to show in our last video. But Wendy from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy has used our linen in 2 of her beautiful new releases. This one used flannel flower, and it's called Jobietta's Little Sampler, and this is the sweetest thing. Wendy, I'm sorry I missed showing that after our last video. It was literally sitting right in front of me on our table, and I missed it. And then this week, she sent us Little D Fry Tag. If anyone remembers, the Fry Tag sampler, I think it was released a couple of years ago, it was just beautiful. This is a new little version. It's called Little D Fry Tag Sampler, and this one is stitched on... This one stitched on baked clay.
Be a bit better prepared.
So both of those you can get those from your local needlework shop, or contact Wendy from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. And so thank you so much for using our linens. Oh my goodness, Brent, how are we gonna film this with these 2?
I've got an egglet sandwich.
Because Lily can't stand it if Peaches is getting a cuddle. She's got to be. So if I took them, Lily's got to. If I took Peaches, Lily would have to be here too.
They're tied up.
Are they okay?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You just have to leave them down there, bud.
I'm just going to get punched again.
I know.
Peach.
It's because as we said, it's a cold night. Even though we've got the heater on and everything in here, it's warm as toast in here. But they, because we've been out for a couple of hours, they want attention. So, righto. What's next, baby? Oh, and that's another thing, because we are continually forgetting things and remembering it after we've finished. Our friend Nia has started doing Flosstube. We did mention this on our Instagram, but for anyone who hasn't seen it, what's her Flosstube?
The Happy Hair Handwork.
The Happy Hair Handwork.
You have to say that really slowly.
I know. I wouldn't want to say that too quickly. We'll put the link below. I know I was talking to her the other day. We've known Nia now for over 20 years, I suppose. Longer than that, about 23, 24 years. So, and I'm going to be seeing her down at the retreat in a couple of weeks, so I'm really looking forward to catching up. Because she lives down in Victoria, so we don't see her anywhere near as often as we'd like to. But I think she was just so excited after her first one that anyone even watched. And I think she had about 3,000 views and she still can't even believe it. So she was filming her second one this weekend. She said she's got to learn editing and stuff yet. Because I think at the very beginning she didn't edit it, but it was actually really good. It was a really fun watch. And so, yeah, she's going to be putting her second one up, I believe, this weekend. So well done there. So, yeah. There's so many great new Flosstubers hitting sea. It's wonderful. What's next, baby?
What you been stitching?
What have I been stitching? Okay. Well, first of all, I should say I received, anyone who knows how good these Schoolgirl Sewing Club is from the Cruel Goblin will know what's in the box that arrived only a couple of weeks ago. So this is, number 2 for the year? Now, this was absolutely beautiful. And we got 2 things in this one. The first one, this is by Needlework Press for the Cruel Goblin Schoolgirl Sewing Club. This one is beautiful, and I'm going to stitch this. Probably I might take this down to the retreat, I think, because it's always easy stitching a retreat when you've got one thread, one colour. So this is Maria Sego, 1843, and it also, so this is the little sampler, but it also came with the little needle book. So that's that. So, and I finished the little needle book. So it's very, very pretty. So it just opens up to, you put your needles in there. So that's the front and that's the back. Very easy little thing to make. And I love that. Yeah. So that's in the Schoolgirl Sewing Club from the Goblin. I think by now even the people overseas should have their boxes, which is why I didn't want to show it on our social media before today. Now I did hope to have this finished. I've been wanting to finish this. Oops, it is. I'm throwing this everywhere. I know, for ages. This was a limited edition fundraiser by Kathy Haberman at Hands On Design. This is many of you will have seen this. I think it was out about a year and a half, 2 years ago. It's called the Philanthropic Pumpkin. It's not available. Kathy did it as a one-off fundraiser for the Special Olympics. So I just stuck in. Now this is partly finished. So I've sewn it around. I now have to stuff it and make it into the pumpkin. But I've finished the sewing. These things still have to go into making it. It'll only take me a couple of hours, but we've just been so busy. I'm going to try to get that finished maybe in the next few days, I hope. So I really thought I'd have that finished to show everyone, but I thought, well, at least the stitching's done. The circle's been sewn. That's the hard part. And I'm also stitching some models. This is in one of my... This was my lovely birthday present from Ronnie and Gary. Thank you so much. I'm in the middle of stitching a few different, some models, because we've got the Needlework Marketplace coming up soon, which is a wholesale show, online wholesale show, and we're going to be in the States when the show is on. So I need to get everything done and finished before we go. So I thought might as well show you. It's not like it's for a club or for anything else. So this is just partly one of my designs I'm stitching. It should only take me about another week to finish that one. I've got things in pieces. This is another little one, partly stitched. All these molds are partly stitched. So that's my work stitching. I'm really happy about that one. Now that one's going to look really pretty when it's finished. So I can show you the computer generated cover of that one. So that will be that one. It was a previous Patreon release. So that's what that one's looking so much nicer. And if you look in the corner, Lily decided to have a little chomp on my pattern the other day. Honestly, your child. So that was my model stitching, which, as I said, I should get finished in the next week, because pretty much in the next week. And then I had a fun start. Now this one, I just don't want to put this one down, but I've got to get those models finished first. But this is a new release by Modern Folk Embroidery, AKGIT 1833, a Veerlander sample. I know many of you will have seen this. Jacob put out the big one plus some smaller versions, but of course I saw the big one, thought, got to do this. But the good thing is it's such a big, challenging piece. Two of my friends, Laura from Brenner and the Serial Starter and Katie from Katie Strachan Embroidery. Katie Strachan, The link will be below for Katie. Katie Strachan Embroidery, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't know it was embroidery and needlework. We were chatting, and all three of us have started, and we've started an Instagram support group for the three of us. So we've been sharing our starts. Katie's rocketing along, doing it on 53.63. Mine's on 46, so I'm really quite happy.
Yours is already tiny. Hers must be.
I know how tiny. Can you imagine how small Katie's is? I think Laura's doing hers on either 40 or 46 count as well. But the support group's fun, and at least it's going to keep us, all three of us, motivated. And the two girls are so funny. So I was vacillating back and forth. I did order the Vierlander cotton, overdyed cotton by Roxy Flossco that they designed especially for Jacob for the Vierlander for this sampler. Now I've loosened it. I think that's my mega start. It's on 46 count Foxtail Millet by Legacy Linen. I was going to put it on one of ours. I was very close to do that. Then I thought, no, I think I just want a very, very plain background. There's slight variegation. It goes from black to very, very dark brown, the cotton, and it's a lovely subtle change in colour. So I'm stitching that as I'm up in the wee hours watching the Tour de France. So that's a lot of fun, and I think Katie said the same thing. She didn't want to put it down the other night. So, yeah. So if anyone's also stitching this monster, don't forget to send us some photos so we can see your progress. And that's all my stitching for this last couple of weeks.
I've only done a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
So I'm back on Plum Street Samplers, a new constellation. And I've stitched a little bit more than when I last showed. Not much, just a little bit more. So I'm
Looks great.
Starting on the church over here now.
I love it. And that's on Saltbush?
Yeah. So in about 40 years, I'll probably be finished.
That's in the Call colours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very good.
On Saltbush.
But again, you in fairness, I know we say it every week, but you have been mega, mega busy trying to catch up after that wretched flu. So it's amazing, all well-laid plans. We got back from overseas, did the retreat, thought, right, we're right to go now, and then both got struck down with that wretched flu. So, it just knocks you around. So, okay. So that's our purchases. Do you want to do that one first?
Well, I'll do me first because I haven't bought anything.
Yeah, but I've got one of those as well.
Yeah, that's all I bought.
Finally.
Well, I bought it 6 months ago.
And first of all, they come in these fabulous
felt bags.
Thick felt bags, yeah.
So 6 months ago, 6 or 7 months ago, we ordered
about 6 months.
from Pawtucky. We ordered a box each.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
And a stand.
Baby.
And they've finally come.
I, of course, picked green. Well, first of all, we got the boxes first and thought, where's our stands? It came in two different things. Beautifully. Can I just say, though, too, where's it coming from, baby? Somewhere in Eastern Europe. Ukraine or somewhere. They came packed. Like, not only are they in these really, really thick protective felt bags, the way they packaged them, especially when it's coming overseas, was really, really good. There wasn't a dent on the box, was there?
No.
These were very well packed. So, yeah, this is the box.
Whoops.
Mine's green, Brent's yellow, closest you can get to orange.
Almost orange. That's what I call yellow.
Yeah. If you can't have orange, you always get yellow.
These boxes are amazing, but they've got little boxes inside.
Yeah.
And all the boxes
it smells divine.
Have beautiful lids that fit perfectly on them.
Amazing craftsmanship.
And then underneath the boxes, they've got like a tray, so you can put needles and things.
So well made.
And then under that, there's another section with little dividers in it, and you can actually take the dividers out to make the trays bigger.
Incredible.
And it all comes out, so if you just wanted it as a big box, you can just have it as a big box. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. It's well worth the wait.
Look, they make it very clear what the weight is. You don't pay for it until it goes into production.
Yeah.
So if you can just, unlike some places that we won't mention the name of, some places you have to pay for frames and all sorts of stuff and wait, 2 years and things. This is worth ordering, getting it in the queue, And then, as I said, they charge you when it goes into production. So can you call your daughter over here? Lily, get off that table.
You got threads on the table, have you?
No, she's just looking for anything she can steal. Yeah, so that's the box.
And we also bought the little stand, the mini.
Yes, the mini one as well.
Yeah, for when we go on retreats and things, so they can hold a Q-snap.
Again, look at that. Beautiful, smooth
and they fold
operation.
down into a tiny little package.
Really good. And they hold things really well. They rotate round, so you don't have to, turn your work over. We saw these on somebody's Flosstube from a couple of years ago. Somebody recommended them, and I went back and watched. I can't think of this lady in the UK. We went back and watched her Flosstube, and she thoroughly recommended them. And I thought, oh, we have got to get these. And I know we collect a lot of this sort of stuff, but this is the best we've gotten by mile. We just can't wait to take it away with us.
Beautifully made.
I'll be taking it down to Tassie with me.
So you can order them direct from Pawtucket.
Yeah, and they come in different colours.
Yeah, different colours. But also, I think you can get them from Hobby House as well.
Oh yes, I think Hobby House Needleworks has them.
So Kathy and David sometimes have them in stock there too.
Oh yeah, if we'd lived in the United States, we would have definitely ordered them directly from Kathy and David. We just figured it had to come from overseas. We might as well just come directly from them. But if you're in the States, and if Kathy and David are out, I think they're getting stock in all the time. So if they are out, just let them know, and I'm sure they can put you down on the waiting list. Because it always helps. These are not inexpensive things. They're not ridiculously expensive, but shops could only keep a certain amount in stock, I would think, at any one time. But it gives them an idea when they've got a reorder. If you've got your name on a list, at least they know how much to order then. They're not going to just sit there on the shelves. So. But I think they sell out pretty quick when they do have them in stock, from what I've heard.
But the advantage of buying from them, obviously, if they have them in stock, you can get them
straight away. Yeah,
straight away.
Ring them tomorrow, and if they've got them in stock, you can have them. So
rather than have to wait 6 months.
Yeah. Speaking of Hobby House too, the new release from the new exclusive has been released through the Homespun Sampler Facebook group. What is it again? Homespun.
You didn't have to say that. We'll put a link down below.
Oh, okay. Because I always get the name wrong, but it's the exclusive Homespun group. It's lovely. I'll get Brenda to put in a picture of the new sampler here. I know that's on sale now, selling really well. They used Vicky used our Eureka linen for that. So, from what I understand, it's selling really well. It's a beautiful aqua sampler, and I think I could be wrong, but you can check on the Homespun group, that Facebook Homespun group. I believe the last orders are being taken on the 12th of July.
Yep, so you need to hurry if you want to buy one.
Yeah, but it's another beautiful exclusive. Knocked it out of the park as they always do. Yeah.
Okay.
What's next on our list,
what
baby?
What other purchases did you have?
Oh, we are on purchases, are we?
Yeah, because you're going to have a lot.
I am going to have a lot. Is that why you went first?
Yeah, because I only had the...
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Righto. What have I got? I've got a few purchases. Oh, we got this that we bought.
Oh, yeah, we bought this from IKEA, didn't we?
You had our thing. Yeah. We went down to IKEA, I don't know, some point in the last week.
We had to buy some office
Not the
furniture.
easiest thing for me, hobbling around on my crook knee, because you know what IKEA's like. You literally have to go through the whole thing like a rat in a maze. But we went down there for a couple of those lovely office chairs that like my ones. So we got that.
Table.
And a table. But when we were going through that market hall area, we saw these. And we thought, these are perfect for a retreat.
Yeah, so it's a little adjustable.
Yeah, you got three.
I guess it's a book stand.
Yeah, it's a book stand.
But...
And there's 3 different levels you can adjust to that.
I don't know if you're like me, but I stitch with an iPad. So, I've got markup on my iPad with my charts on.
Yeah. Or if you've got, what do you call it? What's the other thing?
And it fits perfectly. My iPad fits perfectly on it. Or if you had a chart.
Or Pattern Keeper. If you've got Pattern Keeper and you've got or if you've got a chart, it sits perfectly on there. So if you're at a retreat and you just want to sit there and look at your chart, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Plus they fold flat.
I was going to say, and it's got 3 different things depending on your angle, and
Folds perfectly flat.
Perfectly flat for your suitcase. Mm-hmm. So how good is that? IKEA, I'm assuming it's worldwide. They're the same everywhere. And they were so inexpensive.
$7.
I think they were $7 Australian.
Which is like $5 US.
Yeah. So we almost thought, well, do we get a couple? And we thought, well, no, we only need one each. But I think a lot with IKEA, I think a lot of the times these things are around for a while, but some things they do just get in and then that's it. So, but I think this looks like a standard, Lily,
stop that, please.
a standard stock item. So it was just in the marketplace area, wasn't it, for stuff like office equipment and stuff like that. So, yeah. So that was a nice little bonus going around IKEA. We were limping through once we got our stuff, we were trying to find all those shortcuts that we can never find to get you from A to D without having to go to B and C first. But
through the big rat maze.
It does, mate. It's just, it's great if you're looking for a lot of things, but if you know what you want to go in there and you need it to get to the office section or something, you've got to go through like children's furniture and kitchenware and bathroom stuff. It's like, which is all very well unless you have a knee like mine at the moment. So, all right. So I've got a few weeks worth of things to show. I love this one. This is Channing Street. It's very glary at home here. It's usually, at least it won't be as echoey here as it sometimes can be at the studio. This is Channing Street by Annie. By Annie B's folk art. I love this one. This is beautiful. Who doesn't love a red house? I'll put all these back in later. It's really, really lovely. And as many of you probably know, I love Scattered Seed Samplers. I'm in their club. I believe the next one in their lovely club is on its way. But this is just a general release. This is Summer Sweets Pinky. And my lovely friend Linda has actually stitched a few of these for me. I don't have it here. So it must be up at the studio. So I got that one. And of course, there's never a time of year that's not good for Halloween purchasing. This one's called Halloween in Quilt by Curie de Buttercurie. I can never pronounce this part. And no one can pronounce it. Curie de Buttercurie or Curie e Buttercurie, something like that. I can never pronounce it. Fabulous designs always. These next three, and these are not necessarily new ones. They're just ones that were brought to my attention by other Flosstubers. I think I saw some of these maybe on Gary and Ronnie's Flosstube. They're very bad enablers. This is Madame Chantilly, Halloween Mouses. Love this. Look at this. Again, they've been around for a while, some of these. They're not new releases, but they're new to me. Halloween Royal Family. Halloween, Celebrate Halloween. And there's another couple of these little table type things. This one is Celebrate Winter. I just think they're really cute. And Halloween, Celebrate Summer. I've got to get the winter and the spring ones, but they were not in stock. They're cute. I've got another one that did like the ones with the tears. They seem to be a very popular kind of theme, these tiered sort of designs. Everyone's also seen this. I think this might have been a market release. This one is Cuckoo Bird Sampler by Heart and Hand. Love that. I shouldn't have been going on my stand. This one is Jane Charlotte Wynne, 1835 by the Scarlet House. One of my favourite ones of Tanya's. Saw her the other day. She's sweltering in the Arizona heat at the moment. It's like her and Vicky are the same. This one is For the Love of the Needle. I can never pronounce it. Etui. I don't know what that means. But this is Needle Made Designs. Got another couple of hers as well somewhere. Now, this one came up on my feed the other day. I think it was suggested by Etsy or something. I can't remember. I've never heard of this person, but it's called Quality Pattern. It's an Etsy store, and it's called the Regency Scottish 1817 Sampler. They've got quite a lot of samplers on their Etsy store. You all might be familiar with them. I hadn't seen it. As I said, it came up as a suggestion from Etsy, so I thought, cool. This is another one I hadn't heard of before, but this is Erin Elizabeth Designs, and this is called B Tier. These look like computer-generated ones, but you can see how nice they'll be stitched up. I just got two of theirs to have a look at, this one, and this one's called the English Tier. And as we're going to the British Isles next year, I thought that was a good one. We do like all things British. Some of these have been a while coming. This one is... See, these two are also market releases. She's Speak Kind Words, Needle Made, and Keep Kind Thoughts.
Linda's been busy.
Needle Made. This was for market, so I think everyone releases a lot of... So some of these are kind of old to other people, but new to me.
This one's on Duxbury.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she stitches a lot of our stuff on Duxbury.
Both on Duxbury.
Both on Duxbury.
With Gloriana threads.
With Gloriana threads. They're lovely little companion pieces. Yeah, Linda's a great supporter of ours. This one, Blackbird Designs, United We Stand. You've got to have all the Blackbird books, all the Blackbird everything. I haven't had a good chance to look at this, but it's beautifully set out. This is by Teresa Vinette from Shakespeare's Peddler, but also has Kitten Stitcher. This is her, I think it's her second book, so I've got the other one, Most Humble Hands. And before we just want to have a big shout out to Teresa. She's been going through a tough time with losing her dad recently, so many of you know that Kitten Stitcher's web store has just closed temporarily while Teresa's with her family. So I don't think you can order, but you can still go and look on her website. So just keep an eye out for when she reopens, and you can order that directly from her. Along with, this was fantastic. Two of my favourite. I mean, this was a collaboration between Teresa and Paulette Stewart from our beautiful friend from Plum Street Samplers. And this was, I think this was available from, I think this became available end of June. And again, it's exclusive to Teresa on Kitten Stitcher for 12 months before it's a general release. Again, you can go on there, you can order it as soon as Teresa reopens her online shop. It won't be much longer now, I don't think. But this was a collaboration between the two of them, and it's just, they're fantastic, fantastic designs. Can't go wrong when two wonderful designers like that do a collab. I'm a subscriber to Punch Needle and Primitive magazine, so I download my digital version. That's always fantastic. Knocks it out of the park every single time. I don't do punch needle, but I do obviously cross stitch, and the cross stitch designs are fantastic. And that one on the front there is Teresa Kogut, so you can't go wrong with, Teresa's in there. And it's Lily. Oh my God, Brenda, she's trying to get my stitching. Look at this, pulling my stitching out of the bag. Naughty girl. She's very, very bored. That's not focusing on that, is it, Brendan?
No.
What else have I? Also, too, I'm in the Threads of History club through the Country Sampler, and I got my beautiful kit. This is the Scarlet House Jane Williams 1838. They come beautifully packaged. Always got full skeins, beautiful. And that's on our 40 count baked clay. We always know when there's something like this about to come out because we have to send all the linen. So I always get a bit of a heads up when, I don't know what it's for, I don't see it, but I know what the dimensions are, and we get it to them. So, and this just arrived with, and again, I haven't even had a chance to have a good look at this. It only arrived yesterday, with Thy Hands, which is Teresa Kogut's new book, and it's just sensational. But then, what does Teresa do that's not sensational? It's amazing. Brendan bought me this. We showed in our last Flosstube. What was the name of this company, Brendan? Hand and Lock. Brendan bought me the little aqua-coloured box, the large one, and this is the little. And there wasn't an aqua little one that came with it. This was the yellow one with the same dandelion. Oh, that's nice. What is it? But it was the same fabric in the inside. Yeah, so this is the beautiful Liberty fabric on the inside that goes with my aqua box. It's the same lining. So you put your scissors and stuff in there and pop that in there. What's Lily got, Brendan? She's got something. I don't think you're going to kiss me and get away with it, Lily. That's Mummy's favourite hat. It's okay. Lucky you didn't do anything. Oh, you're the sweetest thing.
But a monster.
Hello. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. She actually had this beautiful hat, which the weather is good for now, that I was given it at acorns and threads. So thankfully, Brendan rescued that for me. Naughty girl, Lil.
She was trying to wear it.
Stop it.
She said my head's cold.
Oh my goodness, this dog, honestly. She's playing up because she wants us over there on the couch so she can get cuddled. Because it's night time and she's had enough and she just wants to... Brent will put his hoodie on after this. If anyone had a look at an Instagram post I did a couple of days ago, Brent's got his big orange hoodie on and Lily's tucked right in. She usually goes up underneath and snuggles underneath it and uses it like a rug. Don't you, girl? Hey? She's naughty. The sweetest thing. Naughty as anything but the sweetest thing. She just turned 2 the other day. She says she's just 2. So, okay. And these are things I actually belong to. So... This is the that's what I didn't show. I actually have been stitching I knew there was one more thing I'd been stitching, but it's over in a box. This is the greenhouse of oddities, Sal, and I'm finally making my way through this. So in the next video, I'll show my progress on this because it's looking fabulous. I'm doing it on 40 count dust bunny. So, which it hasn't been released yet, but it is available exclusively through the Stitches merchant for the time being. So this. Although this is the latest part, but a new part just dropped this morning, which, because I haven't been up at the studio today to print it, part 6, I think, is out. Yeah, the 6th part dropped today. So I've got to catch up on that. It's so good. I'm seeing the people who are stitching it up to date, each part is perfectly easy to do, but I got behind. So mine's playing catch up. I'm a member of Teresa Koget's Patreon, and I've said this a million times, cannot recommend this highly enough. It's fantastic. I'm in Teresa's top tier, and this is the July designs. This one is called Dancer's Friends. This one is Oh Christmas. I get all 3 designs. Some are only available for tiers 2 or 2 and 3, but I get all 3 because they're 2, 3, and 4. And this is my favourite this month. This one is Dear Santa. Fantastic. So she's doing a whole Christmas in July theme this month. I'm also a member of Witchy Stitches Patreon, and she had like a Ouija board for June, and this is, I think it's part 1 of this month, but this is Nostalgic Planchet Cross Stitch. As always, Meg does an amazing job. And another Patreon. I'm a member. I like to support my friends who are patrons. What? That have Patreon. Oh, Lily. Now, Liz Matthews. Hello from Liz Matthews. She's got a fantastic Patreon account as well. She gave us 2 designs this month. This is one from the archives from when she used to design. I think she said when she was 17. She used to design under Elizabeth's Garden. So she's pulled this one out of the archives. This will be a future release, but for now it's just for the patrons. This is Bargello Border, and she's put the original cover that she had from back in the day on the cover. And she's given us different colour combinations and all sorts of stuff. So it's wonderful. But this one I just love so much. This is called, excuse the way it's been printed because I've got it on the wrong size paper, but this is Glee's Sampler, and it's a reproduction. This is the original. And I just think it's wonderful. I just love this sampler so much. That's Glee's Sampler. Hang on a minute. So many things. I am in... Oh, that's mine. I don't want to lose all those because I've got to make those later. I hope none of those things are showing up. I'm in the Roxy Floss Co. Thread Club. Oh, gosh, there's Brenda's new stickers that he's got for us. It's
hologram ones.
Hologram ones. They're very bright and sparkly, and I love them. Okay, so this was June's colours, I believe. I'll get Brenda to show you just quickly. Sand Dollar.
Oh, if you got one of those stickers, if you see us at a retreat, come and
we'll
see
have
me.
heaps of
I'll
them.
have them now. Sugar
and Spice, along with a few other things Bren's got on the way too, which is a nice surprise for us to hand out when we go over to the States. Macaroon. Well, these colours are just so beautiful. Blue Raspberry.
Oh, that's bright.
Isn't that lovely though? See, I love aqua. I would use that if that was normally available. Porcini. Smoothie. And those colours, when I ordered the Veerlander one, that comes so quickly, and that's coming from Canada. Opposites Attract. Oh, that's a beauty. That's a cool one. Vitamin C. You like that one, baby. It's orange.
Almost.
This one's a little bit lighter than the other one. This is beautiful. Cyan Aura. Awesome. And another thread club. I do love my floss clubs, but oh my gosh. I haven't even opened these. This is the June one from Colour and Cotton.
It was yesterday they arrived, wasn't it? Or the day before?
No.
Only a couple of days ago, wasn't it?
No, that was my Veerlander thread.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, you're thinking the shipping notice come for July's.
Oh, okay.
The shipping notice. We got the shipping notice for July's Colour and Cotton. So, no, I haven't opened these, baby, because we've been too busy. They arrived and I just had them there, so I thought I'll open them on our Flosstube. I get all of the ones from Colour and Cotton because it's just an awesome, awesome club. Like I said, I need to join their fabric club too because I love their fabrics. I love yours the best, baby, but they're my second best.
Yeah, except you're not stitching on mine lately.
I am stitching on ours. That's the one that's a legacy linen because I wanted a straight flat one. I wanted a non-hand dyed linen for that. It worries me because if I did have to wash it, I just didn't want a hand dyed thread because it's such a big one. I don't usually wash my stuff when it's finished. They're usually really clean, but I thought if there's an off chance I have to wash, I don't want a hand-dyed linen and hand-dyed floss because it could be a recipe for disaster. And if I'm putting that much work into it, I don't want any risk. This one's called Frogging, speaking of. This is the coloured one. These are the colours. Stitch markers. That's pretty. Quilt block. I don't know how.
I don't know how they come up.
Angela comes up with all these colours.
All these colours every month.
Struggles every month with our fabric club.
I've got to do like 2 new colours a month.
I know. Stained glass. Oh, look, these are all the neutrally ones. These are just so beautiful. She's just chewing a foot, isn't she? Nothing of mine.
I'm just cuddling Jim, and Jim's very uncomfortable.
Jimmy's over in the lounge being cuddled by Lily, and he's not loving it. He's just like, leave me alone. Oh, that's nice. Embroidery hoop. It's a good name for that. That looks exactly like an embroidery hoop. Burlap. I love neutrals. So Paisley. Oh, that's nice. That's like a nice jadey green colour. Iron. These are just gorgeous. Featherweight. Yeah, I get very excited when I see the shipping notices from my Floss Club. Macrame, and it doesn't take very long to get here from Colour and Cotton either. So anyone in Australia who's looking at wanting to join these, it does not take a long time. Buttons. Thimble. I would expect that probably next week because I got the shipping notice about 4 days ago. Bobbins. I love how they theme them every month too. Patchwork. And last, but definitely not least.
It's a nice purple.
Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Oh, these are so my colours. I can't even tell you. Tulle. See, just those two together, Brendan. Perfect. Tulle and velveteen. Just those two together, I would absolutely design with those. Spool. So clearly they're all sewing theme this month. Shaker box, great brown. And a great grey green. Oh, that's really good. Gingham. You can tell I haven't had a look at these yet. I will devour these a little bit later. So have a good look. I think, and then I'm also in the Extra Designs Fabric of the Month Club. I get a fat quarter of 40 count in there. Is it Prim, baby? Prim. And it comes with a little pattern every month. And this and a floss, which is always nice. This one, it's a gift thread. I don't think they have colours, do they? No. So it's just a lovely green gift thread. No, it's just gift thread every month. Yeah. This one is beautiful. This one is called Terra Wood. This is for June. So this was June's one. Again, always comes really quickly in the mail. That's really nice. So that's Terra Wood. I don't know if these ones are part of Extra Designs regular line. I don't know. I know with ours are all exclusive, and then they may or may not be released. So it might be the same with Extra. I'm not sure, but that is a really good. That's a great Halloween one. So, It's just always nice to get a little surprise in the mail. So I think, baby, that's all my purchases. I think most of mine are clubs and stuff this month.
That's not much for you.
No. But I did get my other one too. I'm in Garon Stitchery's bag of the month club. So this was the beautiful bag for July. I can show. I just checked before we started filming, and I can show this because I always worry that not everyone's got them. So absolutely fabulous lining fabric. So that is July's bag of the month. As always, Ronnie has done an outstanding job. Their bags are fabulous. That's all my purchases, sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing well tonight, so it's not going to be overly long.
Stuff we got given.
I don't think I was given anything.
That's because no one likes you.
I think Brendan got all the gifts this month.
I actually forgot to show this one last month.
Yeah, it's
last video.
That's because it was hot. He had all his stitching in it.
I had a project in it, and I forgot. Ronnie made this. Ronnie from Garon Totem Bags. He made this for me for my birthday.
Yep. He's amazing at remembering things. He knows Bren loves ships and maritime stuff and mermaids and all that type of thing. So that was a lovely surprise for you. And it's a nice big long one too for your pew snaps.
It fits
What's the
project
interior
on a
look
pew
like?
snap.
Inside. Oh, it's excellent. It's got
anchor fabric on the inside.
So he does such a good job. So that was a lovely surprise for you, wasn't it? Mm. Yeah, we remembered it after we filmed last week because Brent had his stitching in there. I was like, we forgot it.
I've been using it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I got a couple of other things as well.
Yep.
Oh, that was a purchase.
That was a purchase, baby. Yeah, Brendan purchased this, I think. Well, it was for us.
You know, it's not for you.
It was for him.
We saw them up on eBay. A lady here in Australia has been selling off
the Monsieur Rouleau scissors. Which we've got a lovely pair ourselves.
And she had this pair for sale, and we got them really cheap. I don't know why.
It's on eBay, and in the past, those is like they've been a bidding war, but I think they just didn't. Nobody saw that they were there.
But there's only one thing wrong with them.
Brent was so excited when it arrived, and then he just drained from his face.
My big sausage fingers don't fit in them.
So they're mine now. Oh, actually, I have to say they are the most magnificent things. Thankfully, my fingers do fit in them. So Brendan says, I bought you a present. I'm like, only because your fat fingers don't fit in there. Otherwise, what's up, darling? You want to come up here? Come on.
Don't let her jump. She can't jump high.
I know, bless her.
She'll jump right over your shoulder.
Yeah, so technically that was a gift and a purchase. So,
yeah.
But yeah, you were really lucky with those.
Yeah,
like, these
really
things go for like $1,000. They're all handmade by an artisan in France, Monsieur Rouleau, and he does exquisite work right down to the hand carved boxes. But they're kind of one of those luxury things that you might have one of in your collection if you're lucky. Mm. And now I've got two.
We've got a couple of other things.
Yeah.
We went and saw our friends Bobby and Jane.
Yeah, the moved house.
Yeah. Went and saw their new house, which was amazing. Their new house.
Which was long overdue for us. Because of the flu and everything, we hadn't... And they moved when we were overseas.
Yeah.
They're only about an extra 15 minutes
And
away.
then when we got back, we got sick. So we couldn't go and see them while we were sick.
No.
But Jane makes cards.
Oh, she makes magnificent
my birthday present, I got a bottle of wine and chocolates, and they're all gone. Sorry, I can't show you those. I ate them and drank them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she made me a Bigfoot card.
We keep all of her cards because her cards... Well, we keep all of our cards
anyway. Jane makes the most amazing cards.
Yeah. It's just lovely to have, a hand. It's something that someone's made for you by hand. Every card we get sent and everything, we keep. I have a beautiful box of things. Yeah, amazing. And this is from our lovely friend, Naomi.
Naomi made me a little pin pillow, which is an excerpt from...
I want this rather badly myself.
From a Modern Folks embroidery pattern.
Yeah, Hound and the Hare.
Yeah.
It's on a 40-count stained Newcastle linen that she did herself. Naomi used to have Stitches and Spice hand-dyed linens.
And she's made the little counting pins as well. Made it up in a nice little pillow for us.
I love this. So it's a little whippy chasing a rabbit. And Brendan's very lucky if he gets to keep that one. So I love that myself.
It's orange, so you
I know.
can't have it.
So yeah, that was a lovely surprise.
What else did we get?
That was a card you got.
We got this little card in the
It
mail.
was just so, because it was having you feeling better.
From Carrie.
Now you can take the sticker off now.
She's made a nice card for us too.
Handmade by Carrie.
But inside the card, she's put a Bigfoot sticker.
What'd she say? She said, I included a little prize for resting and doing that, everything that Karen says. I actually think that should be taken off him because he didn't do what I said and stay home and rest longer. But so you can now put that on your drink bottle.
That'll go on my Yeti container.
Yep. You got a brand new one there, baby. It'll look good on that. So thank you, Carrie. That was really lovely surprise.
And this thing.
I've got to tell Jackie this has arrived, but I wanted to show it on Flosstube.
So,
Jackie,
well, I guess it's a present for me.
It's a gift for you, but it's work for me.
But it's a lot of work for you.
Yeah.
Jackie was at.
She reached out and said, "Look, can I have your address? There's something I want to send you for Brendan, but can you make it into something for him?" I thought, oh, okay.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see it.
I don't know.
So
down a little bit. So it's a great big quilt panel, that's it, and up again. There we go.
It's like a movie poster.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a big quilt panel. And so she asked if I could make it, and she sent
a whole series of coordinating fabrics that go with it.
All cryptid.
So this one's like all the cryptids in little cards.
I think I might have to make him something, but with what's left over, make myself a bag or something because the coordinating fabrics are fantastic.
All the monsters of the world. There's a little neutral fabric.
They're all part of the same range, though.
Little neutral fabric, like a matte fabric.
Footprints.
Cryptid footprints. There's like forest ranger badges.
Bigfoot on them. Wilderness.
A little forest.
Where Biggie hides.
Another forest ranger. And camo.
And then just a plain cone base. So, yeah. So I will definitely make those into something for Jackie. He was over the moon when it arrived.
Thank you, Jackie, for that. Now get to work. I want the quilt next week.
Yes. So, and a beautiful, beautiful card too.
You up?
So thank you so much, Jackie. He was thrilled to bits when he got that.
Go on. Get the sewing machine
My
out.
knee's no good. I can't sew.
I bought you that big expensive sewing machine.
Yeah, and then I got a bum knee, so it's not my fault. I need a new one. Bring on October. I'm both dreading that operation, but can't wait for it to get here so much I can walk again. What are your plans? Well, my plans will be to get those couple of models finished so we can get them photographed. I've got 2 other models being done as well. What we are going to do, a few people have asked me about the Brenda sample we showed last week, which we did a sort of soft release at both Acorns and Threads and the Stitches Merchant. But we're actually going to, because we're so close to the Marketplace now, we're going to hold that one off and do it as a general release for Marketplace. And that also goes with, I don't know if any of you remember, but last year we missed autumn in the Northern Hemisphere, but we did do a sort of a soft release of my autumn Acorn Manor. But then rather than do a general release, we thought we're better off waiting until it's autumn in the United States not the United States, but the Northern Hemisphere this year, and release it because autumn is when the online wholesale show is. There's a spring one at Nashville in-person show, and then there's now Needlework Marketplace in the autumn over there. So we thought, well, let's kind of do a re-release of that one because it wasn't a proper release to the distributors or anything last year. So we've got those. We've got to get ready. So I'll finish these other couple of samplers, and then I want to get those models finished so that when I go down to the retreat, I can just stitch what I want. So just do some pleasure stitching for a few days. But we should do, we'll do another Flosstube before I go down there. So I'll show you what my plans are to take down there when we do that one. That's me. What are you stitching, baby?
Well, I'll keep going with New Constellation.
Yep.
But I found some more to add to my list of endless things that never get finished.
But you've got this almost kitted up now, so ready to go.
Sorry, I haven't printed this chart out. It was a stitch along that you belonged to that never actually did.
No, the more Brendan kept seeing, it was another Lola Crow. So like the Greenhouse of Oddities, I just collected all the parts. And as Brendan saw this thing coming to life, he sort of decided to abscond with it.
Yeah. So it's
That's the final.
Yeah. So sorry, I've only got it as a PDF, so I'm just showing you on my iPad. So it's the Haunted Library.
Yeah.
So I've almost got all the threads. I think I've got all the threads now for that.
I think you do. Yeah. So what are you going to stitch that on?
And I'm going to stitch that on Dust Bunny. So Dust Bunny is exclusive to the Stitches Merchant for the next 6 months.
Yep. And speaking of that, we showed in our last video. I'm sure it was our last video. Stitches Merchant has the exclusive for what we taught at that retreat at the end of May. Again, they've got a 6-month exclusive on that and Dust Bunny, and that also includes a sampler that goes with that project. So we'll put Tam's details below for the Stitches Merchant. You've still got about another 5 months to order those. We've had a lot of interest in Dust Bunny. People asking, a lot of shops have been asking us when's it being released. At the moment, it's just exclusive to the Stitches Merchant.
It will be released eventually, but we don't know when.
Yeah, but for the moment, for the next 5 months, it's exclusive to the Stitches Merchant.
And the other thing that I finally decided that I'm going to stitch, and again, so I've only got my working copy here.
Yeah, the other one's back at work.
The original copy's on my desk. I forgot to bring that home.
Yeah.
And it's from the Scarlet Letter, and it's a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. So this chart, unfortunately, is a full coverage chart.
Yeah.
And I'm too lazy to stitch full coverage. So I decided to...
so the whole background is stitched in green.
Yeah, so I decided to stitch it on our seaweed fabric.
Brendan's favourite fabric that we do.
Yeah. I love the fabric, I hate dyeing it.
Kathy Barrick does a lot of her releases on this. We appreciate her support very much. She does a lot of things on seaweed. Sometimes I think it looks quite brown in the photos, but that is actually seaweed. So
yeah. It's green and brown.
Green and brown, and it's different every time. It's
going to be different every time.
Yeah, it's a great one. But it always looks like seaweed. But it's just sometimes it's more green, sometimes it's more brown. It just depends. You're really looking forward to that. Again, Brendan, I originally bought that chart from the Cruel Goblin, I think it was, and you saw that and said, no, you saw it online. Somebody was stitching it. And I said, oh, I've got that.
So that crazy person was stitching the background.
The person was stitching the background. And I said, oh, I've got that chart. I bought that from Julie at the Cruel Goblin. So Brendan said, oh, well, can I stitch it? And I said, yeah, well, I'm not likely to. And I think you tend to like things that have got a lot of these bright colours to hold your interest, don't you, Brendan? Like changing colours and stuff like that.
But other than the water, which...
There'll be a lot of stitching.
Yeah, they're all just little motifs, so
yeah.
You just do a little bit at a time. So it's not something that's going to
worry
if I just do
a
little bit at a time.
And if you stitch what I like to do, and what most people do too, is stitching all those little motifs even in the water. Once you've got them all stitched and then if it goes to something like at summer school, you can just fill in all the blue in without having to look at your chart, which is good.
As if I'm going to get to that far by summer school.
I'm just saying, well, 1 year, maybe 1 year, maybe. So
I'll still be stitching that when I'm 90.
Oh, speaking of which, I can't remember now, but somebody in the comments, I think I've answered everyone's comments the last couple of Flosstubes. There was one video we did, I think, which is when we were overseas, and because of the internet coverage, I didn't get to answer all those. I do have to go back and read all of those. I didn't ignore them. There was just so many by the time we got home. I just didn't have time. But I will go back and read all of those. But somebody asked me, I can't remember something like, how do you stitch on 46 count? And I didn't know what to say other than I'll sort of show you in the next video. But basically, I tend to handhold. I stitch in hand, Brendan, 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Brendan stitches on either a hoop. This is his hoop, by the way.
She stole that from
which he kindly offered to me last night, because what was happening, or I stitch with a Q-snap. Brendan tends to stitch with a Q-snap, the hoop, or a frame. This is such small, a fine count. I just like the tension. Well, this has got no tension at the moment because I've got it loose because I'm not stitching. But I'll tighten it up and it goes drum tight. Basically, I find that when the smaller the count you're stitching on, the better it is to have a hoop or some sort of frame. I don't know what else to sort of say. You still stitch on it exactly the same as you do on 40 count or 32 or Ada, except you're going across 2 threads, not 1 square. But I do tend to stitch the finer counts that I would normally, like 40 count and bigger, I will stitch in hand. But 46 or 56 or 53/60, I tend to stitch with a hoop. The only thing about this is beautiful linen. This legacy linen from Access Commodities is beautiful. Katie Strachan stitches on it almost exclusively. It's beautiful linen. The quality of it, you love the quality of it, don't you? It's sensational. You're stitching the Modern Folk Embroidery Simple Harmony box that you're doing with Laurie.
When she's back on.
Yeah, that's Katie Strachan's. Katie Strachan made that into a beautiful box. And Brendan's actually stitching that on, what are you stitching on? The 38 count, I think it is.
37.
37 to fit on that box.
Yeah.
But what I do find is, for some reason, when I put it on a Q-snap, and I don't know what it is, I don't find it holds the I think because it's quite thick. Ow! And I just stabbed myself.
Well, don't bleed on it.
Ow! Yeah. Watch Katie Strachan's last video, which is always fantastic. But she tells a little bit story about actually bleeding on her work. I don't want to do that, so I'm holding my thumb. Yeah, I don't know if it's kind of got a little bit of a, not a shiny surface, but it's kind of like a coated surface. It doesn't seem to hold
It's a bit slippery.
Hold it in the with the Flosstube. So I sort of say to Brendan last night, it's
get your finger
because
away.
I know I am. If it's not drum tight, I can't stand stitching on a hoop or a frame or anything. It's got to be drum tight, or I might as well be stitching in hand. That's my thought. So Bren said, "Why don't you try this hoop?" And that's okay. And I was like, oh, the reason I worry about a hoop, and if anyone out there stitches, and I'm sure there's millions of you, but I worry that it's okay now, but I worry about, because this is such a big piece, I do worry about when I move it, and because I like it tight, when I put the frame over the stitch to work, I just hope it doesn't damage.
You won't.
A lot of people do it, and I think there's a lot of people that stitch with a hoop, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But that lovely hoop, which you got from Access Commodities, is beautiful, and it holds it drum tight. So that's the only suggestion. You don't have any suggestions about 46 count?
Needles.
Oh, yes, use a really good needle. We use, what are they? We got them from the attic.
The tapestry.
Ballpoint tapestry size 10s.
Yeah.
And we got them from the attic.
Yeah, Jean sells them in little packs. So
yep.
Give the attic a call and get those needles because they make a big difference.
Yeah, huge difference.
And you also need to make sure you got the right thread as well.
Yes, and that's the other thing. The needle is everything, and we found that out when Jean showed us those needles at summer school last year for stitching on 56 count or 53, 63. It's just makes such a difference. But you've got to be very careful. Like, this is the Roxy Flossco, which is a strand of cotton. And I'm finding with one thread, which is what you use, I'm only doing even though they look like long lengths, I'm cutting those in half. I'm only using very short lengths because the coverage is perfect, especially with this being such a dark colour. I don't know if you can see, but that coverage is perfect. The more you go up and down through these fine linens, it can start to shred your thread. Typically, I would much prefer to stitch with a Verissoir 103s on a 46 count. They're like butter. That's Brendan said he almost exclusively wants to stitch with 103 or the Soir Gobelin. There's a lot of different ones. Soir Sophine if you're stitching on 56 count. I think Katie's doing her Vierland one on a 53-63 with Soir Sophine. I can't remember. I think it's something 99. But go and check out her video. You'll see her beautiful progress. But it does make a difference. So you wouldn't, for example, you couldn't use this on a 56 count. It would just shred it. You wouldn't be able to get it through. You'd need a very fine thread. So one thread of normal embroidery cotton is okay from 46 back, but anything higher. But it is it's at the borderline for this, I find. It's, as I said, and if you use short lengths, it's a pain because you've got to change and start and stop all the time, but it does stop it shredding. So that'd be the only other tip. So yeah, needle,
The needle
short
makes a big
lengths.
difference.
You don't necessarily need short lengths if you've got 103. That's fine because it's beautiful. It's silk and it goes through the linen easily. And it's stronger. But with the cotton, go with short lengths. That's all I can think of. So I hope that answered your question about 46 count. And that's it, I think. What else, baby?
I don't think we've got anything else.
No. So there are plans. I'm going to get ready for the retreat. Tomorrow I'm going down to a place called Camden, which is about 2 hours south of here, to a lovely old historic house. My friend Jody invited me to come with her. We're going on it's a rag rug making day class. It's from what I understand, the lady is an expert, the teacher is an expert, so it's a one-day workshop, and you learn to make a rag rug. I have no clue. I've got all my supplies to take. So as Jodie said, it's going to be a fun day, and we're going to learn things, but more importantly, we're going to have a lovely day together because she's a very good friend of ours, or friend of mine, ours, but I'm the only one going down there. Brent's having the day off, so he's looking forward to a day at home.
I'm going to buy some new glasses.
You need some new glasses? Yeah, those ones kept falling apart, baby.
Yeah. These are my new ones I bought a couple of months ago, but the hinges on them just keep...
It's the weirdest thing.
You just put them on the table down the wrong way and the little hinge flings off and the arms go everywhere.
We're at IKEA putting all those things, out of those great big warehouse places when you go to get the stuff. And you only dropped it about that far onto the ground and the arms sprang off. Luckily you found it.
Yeah.
But they're a weird spring hinge. It's not a normal... It's not like a little thing with a screw in it. They're a weird...
Just a clip.
Hinge.
The worst made glasses I've ever had in my entire life. So I'm going to go and tell the optometrist he needs to replace
get a different brand. Yeah, well, because they're fairly new.
Well, they're only a couple of months old, so
yeah,
they're a piece of junk. They shouldn't have sold them.
They're not good.
No.
Is there a brand?
It's their brand.
Oh, it's their brand. Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun for Brendan tomorrow. And the rest of the day, you're going to have it home stitching without me.
So a fight with an optometrist in the morning, which will be fun.
It's a bit unusual for us to have the weekend off. It's because you worked so hard to get the last of that stuff out by the end of the week. It's just nice to have a 2-day break. Very unusual. We want to do more of that, and it's just that if we can avoid getting sick again, which threw everything into the. I'm going to next week. I'm going to work on the last of the. My knee is no better with the sewing machine, but we want to get the next lot of Patreon, the fabric and the bags out. So I'll be working on those next week. Hopefully I can battle through. It's just using my right leg is not easy, but we don't want to send the 2 fabrics again. We want to at least send a bag. So I'll start working on those next week, or finish working on them. I've got the cut. So we want to get those out in the next week or so.
Mm-hmm. Next week.
For Patreon, and that's about it. Fabric of the month, you got to get out next week as well.
Yeah, there's still a few that haven't paid yet. So
yeah. So
I think the system starts cancelling subscriptions tomorrow.
Our system sets up so it's nothing to do with us. If the payments don't go through, I think 4 or 5 times,
it gives
they get
4 attempts.
warnings, and they get an email too, don't they?
Yeah.
It just cancels the membership. So
I'll start
keep an eye out for those.
I'll start doing that on Monday. That'll be out by Wednesday.
Yep. Gary and Ronnie's fabric is on the way for their Fabric of the Mother Club that they run with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going really, really well, which is fantastic.
Yep.
And that's about it for now. I don't think we've got any other news. As always, as soon as we finish this, we'll think of a million things we were supposed to tell you. But I think we covered it. Everyone's retreats.
There's
and
nothing left
everything.
on the desk.
Nothing else, I was going to say, except for a massive mess. There's nothing left here. The dogs are over there sulking.
There's a massive mess on that side of the table. This is all neat on this side of the table.
You think so?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, and if, as I said, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe. We're getting closer to 10,000 every day. I don't know what it is. I've just got a thing in my mind about wanting to hit 10,000.
Well, we're giving that sample away.
We're giving the sample away. Now, that sample's up at the studio, so we haven't got the show, but we still will be giving that away. And plus, won't be just that. We'll probably do some fabric giveaways. You have to be a subscriber to go in the running, but we'll probably have some fabric to give away. We'll celebrate big time when we hit the 10,000 mark.
Yep.
So please subscribe, like our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and our Patreon is growing all the time. So thank you to everyone for that support. Yes, that's about it. So we will film again before I go to Tasmania. When I'm in Tasmania, I'll do a bit of
You won't
video.
film before you go.
Yes, we will. We absolutely will. So I want to show what I'm taking down there. It's still 2 weeks. Oh, and also too, at the very end, I should have said this at the start, I forgot to put the little video in that we filmed before everyone came in. So just bear in mind, there were a lot of people at the retreat, but this was before the doors opened. I did a quick video to show what an amazing setup Tam at the Stitches Merchant did for everybody who attended the retreat. It's on again next May. I don't think she's got sign-ups just yet. I think she was giving the first go to the people, first right of refusal to the people who attended this year, and then I'm pretty sure they're going to be going up soon for the people the spaces that are left. So we'll put that video up here, and that's about it.
Yep.
So until next time, have a great weekend to those what's left of it, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.